Yes, it did.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
August 8th, 2026. This week is Parashah 46. If you please turn to page 206 of your complete Jewish Bible. We'll begin with Deuteronomy 7:12. Because you're listening to these rulings, keeping and obeying them, Adonai your God will keep with you the covenant and mercy that he swore to your ancestors. He will love you, bless you, and increase your numbers. He will also bless the fruit of your body and the fruit of your ground, your grain, wine, olive oil, and the young of your cattle and sheep, in the land he swore to your ancestors that he would give you. You'll be blessed more than all the other peoples. There will not be a sterile male or female among you, and the same with your livestock. Adonai will remove all illness from you. He will not afflict you with any of Egypt's dreadful diseases which you have known. Instead, he will lay them on those who hate you. You are to devour all the people that Adonai your God hands over to you. Show them no pity, and do not serve their gods, because that will become a trap for you. If you think to yourselves, these nations outnumber us, how can we dispossess them? Nevertheless, you're not to be afraid of them. You ought to remember well what Adonai your God did to Pharaoh and all of Egypt, the great ordeals which you yourself saw, the signs, wonders, strong hand, and outstretched arm by which Adonai your God brought you out. Adonai will do the same to all the peoples of whom you are afraid. Moreover, Adonai your God will send the hornet among them until those who are left and those who hide themselves perish ahead of you. You're not to be frightened of them, because Adonai your God is there with you, a God great and fearsome. Adonai your God will expel those nations ahead of you little by little. You can't put an end to them all at once, or the wild animals will become too numerous. Nevertheless, Adonai your God will give them over to you, sending one disaster after another upon them until they have been destroyed. He will hand their kings over to you, and you will wipe out their name from under heaven. None of them will be able to stand against you until you have destroyed them. You ought to burn up completely the carved statues of their gods. Don't be greedy for the silver or gold on them. Don't take it with you, or you will be trapped by it, for it is abhorrent to Adonai your God. Don't bring something abhorrent into your house, or you will share in the curse that's on it. Instead, you are to detest it completely, loathe it utterly, for it is set apart for destruction.
All the mitzvah I'm giving you today, you are to take care to obey, so that you will live, increase your numbers, enter and take possession of the land Adonai swore about to your ancestors. You are to remember everything of the way in which Adonai led you these 40 years in the desert, humbling and testing you in order to know what was in your heart, whether you would obey his mitzvah, his mitzvah or not. He humbled you, allowing you to become hungry, and then fed you with manna, which neither you nor your ancestors had ever known, to make you understand that a person does not live on food alone, but on everything that comes from the mouth of Adonai. During these 40 years, the clothing you were wearing didn't grow old, and your feet didn't swell up. Think deeply about it. Adonai was disciplining you, just as a man disciplines his child. So obey the mitzvah of Adonai your God, living as he directs and fearing him. For Adonai your God is bringing you into a good land, a land with streams, springs, and water welling up from the depth in valleys and on hillsides. It is a land of wheat and barley, grapevines, fig trees, and pomegranates. A land of olive oil and honey, a land where you will eat food in abundance and lack nothing in it. A land where the stones contain iron and the hills can be mined for copper. So you will eat and be satisfied, and you will bless Adonai your God for the good land he has given you.
Be careful not to forget Adonai your God by not obeying his mitzvah rulings and regulations that I'm giving you today. Otherwise, after you have eaten and are satisfied, build fine houses and lived in them, and increased your herds, flocks, silver, gold, and everything else you own, you'll become proud-hearted, forgetting Adonai your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, where you lived as slaves, who led you through the vast and fearsome desert with its poisonous snakes, scorpions, and waterless, thirsty ground, who brought water out of flint rock for you, who fed you in the desert with manna unknown to your ancestors, all the while humbling and testing you in order to do you good in the end. You will think to yourself, my own power and the strength of my own hand have gotten me this wealth. No, you are to remember Adonai your God, because it is he who is giving you the power to get wealth, in order to confirm his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors, as is happening even today. If you forget Adonai your God, follow other gods, and serve and worship them, I am warning you in advance today that you will certainly perish. You will perish, just like the nations that Adonai is causing to perish ahead of you, because you will not have heeded the voice of Adonai your God.
Lord, help us. Listen, Israel. You are to cross the Jordan today and go in and possess nations greater and stronger than you, great cities fortified up to the sky, a people great and tall, the Anakim, whom you know about and whom you have heard it said, who can stand before the descendants of Anak? Therefore understand today that Adonai your God will himself cross ahead of you as a devouring fire. He will destroy them and bring them down before you. Thus you will drive them out and cause them to perish quickly, as Adonai has said to you.
Don't think to yourself, after your God has pushed them out ahead of you, it is to reward my righteousness that Adonai has brought me in to take possession of this land. No, it's because these nations have been so wicked that Adonai is driving them out ahead of you. It's not because of your righteousness, or because your heart is so upright that you go and take possession of the land, but to punish the wickedness of those nations that Adonai your God is driving them out ahead of you, and also to confirm the word which Adonai swore to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Therefore, understand that it's not for your righteousness that Adonai your God is giving you this good land to possess.
For you are a stiff-necked people. Remember, don't forget how you made Adonai your God angry in the desert. From the day you left the land of Egypt till you arrived at this place, you've been rebelling against Adonai. Also at Horeb, you made Adonai angry. Adonai was angry enough with you to destroy you. I had gone up the mountain to receive the stone tablets, the tablets on which was written the covenant Adonai had made with you. I stayed on the mountain 40 days and nights without eating and drinking water. Then Adonai gave me the 2 stone tablets inscribed by the finger of God, and on them was written every word Adonai had said to you from the fire on the mountain the day of the assembly. Yes, after 40 days and nights, Adonai gave me the 2 stone tablets, the tablets of the covenant. Then Adonai said to me, "Get up and hurry down from here, because your people, whom you led out of Egypt, have become corrupt. So quickly they have turned aside from the way I ordered them to follow. They have made themselves a metal image." Moreover, Adonai said to me, "I have seen this people, and what a stiff-necked people they are. Let me alone, so that I can put an end to them and blot out their name from under heaven. I will make out of you a nation bigger and stronger than they." I came down from the mountain. The mountain was blazing fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands. I looked, and there you had sinned against Adonai your God. You had made yourselves a metal calf. You had turned aside quickly from the way Adonai had ordered you to follow. I seized the 2 tablets and threw them out of my 2 hands and broke them before your eyes. Then I fell down before Adonai as I had the first time, the 40 days and nights, during which time I neither ate food nor drank water, all because of the sin you committed by doing what was evil in the sight of Adonai and thus provoking him. I was terrified that because of how angry Adonai was with you, of how heatedly displeased he was, that he would destroy you. But Adonai listened to me that time too. In addition, Adonai was very angry with Aaron and would have destroyed him, but I prayed for Aaron also at the same time. I took your sin, the calf you had made, and burnt it up in the fire, beat it to pieces, and ground it up still smaller, until it was fine as dust. Then I threw its dust into the stream coming down from the mountain.
Again, a terrible Massa and Kibroth Hattaavah. You made Adonai angry when Adonai sent you off from Kadesh Barnea by saying, "Go up and take possession of the land I have given you." You rebelled against the order of Adonai your God. You neither trusted him nor heeded what he said. You've been rebelling against Adonai from the day I first knew you.
So I fell down before Adonai for those 40 days and nights and lay there, because Adonai had said he would destroy you. I prayed to Adonai. I said, "Adonai God, don't destroy your people, your inheritance. You redeemed them through your greatness. You brought them out of Egypt with a strong hand. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Don't focus on the stubbornness of this people, or on their wickedness, or on their sin. Otherwise, the land you brought us out of will say, 'It is because Adonai wasn't able to bring them into the land he promised them, and because he hated them, that he has brought them out to kill them in the desert.' But in fact, they are your people, your inheritance, whom you brought out by your great power and your outstretched arm."
At that time Adonai said to me, "Cut yourself 2 stone tablets like the first ones. Come up to me on the mountain and make yourself an ark of wood. I will inscribe on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you broke, and you're to put them in the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood and cut 2 stone tablets like the first, then climbed the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. He inscribed the tablets with the same inscription as before, the 10 words which Adonai proclaimed to you from the fire on the mountain the day of the assembly. And Adonai gave them to me. I turned, came down the mountain and put the tablets in the ark I had made, and there they remain as Adonai ordered me.
The people of Israel traveled from the wells of Bani Yakan to Mazarah, where Aaron died and was buried. And Eleazar his son took his place, serving in the office of Cohen. From there they traveled to Gudgah, and from Gudgah to Yotbava, a region with running streams. At that time Adonai set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark for the covenant of Adonai, and to stand before Adonai, to serve him and to bless in his name, as they still do today. This is why Levi has no share of inheritance with his brothers. Adonai is his inheritance, as Adonai your God had said to him.
I stayed on the mountain 40 days and nights as previously, and Adonai listened to me that time too. Adonai would not destroy you. Then Adonai said to me, Get up and go on your way at the head of the people so they can enter and take possession of the land I swore to their ancestors that I would give them.
So now, Israel, all that Adonai your God asks from you is to fear Adonai your God, follow all his ways, love him and serve Adonai your God with all your heart and all your being, to obey for your own good the mitzvah and regulations of Adonai which I'm giving you today. See the sky, the heaven beyond the sky, and the earth and everything on it all belong to Adonai your God. Only Adonai took enough pleasure in your ancestors to love them and choose the descendants after them, yourselves, above all peoples, as he still does today. Therefore circumcise the foreskin of your heart, and don't be stiff-necked any longer, for Adonai your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great, mighty, and awesome God, who has no favorites and accepts no bribes. He secures justice for the orphan and the widow. He loves the foreigner, giving him food and clothing. Therefore you are to love the foreigner, since you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. And you are to fear Adonai your God, serve him, cling to him, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your God, who has done for you these great and awesome things, which you have seen with your own eyes. Your ancestors went down into Egypt with only 70 people, but now Adonai your God has made your numbers as many as the stars in the sky.
Therefore, you are to love Adonai your God and always obey his commission, regulations, rulings, and mitzvah. Today it is you I am addressing, not your children, who haven't known or experienced the discipline of Adonai your God, his greatness, his strong hand, his outstretched arm, his signs and his actions, which he did in Egypt, to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and to his entire country. They didn't experience what he did to Egypt's army, horses, and chariots, how Adonai overwhelmed them with the water of the Sea of Suf as they were pursuing him. So they remain destroyed to this day. They didn't experience what he kept doing for you in the desert until you arrived at this place, or what he did to Dathan and Abram, the son of Eliab, the descendants of Reuben, how the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up along with their households, tents, and everything in their company, there in front of all Israel. But you have seen with your own eyes all these great deeds of Adonai. Therefore, you are to keep every mitzvah I'm giving you today, so that you will be strong enough to go in and take possession of the land you are crossing over to conquer, and so that you will live long in the land Adonai swore to give to your ancestors and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey.
For the land you're entering in order to take possession of it isn't like the land of Egypt. There you would sow your seed and had to use your feet to operate its irrigation system as a vegetable garden. But the land you're crossing over to take possession of is the land of hills and valleys, which soaks up water when rain falls from the sky. It is a land Adonai your God cares for. The eyes of Adonai your God are always on it, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Are you sure you're not repeating last week's?
Now's a heck of a time.
Well, I didn't notice it until you're making me. I feel like I'm reading the same thing over and over.
It does seem like it.
Huh?
Seems like it.
Well, let me look at last week's. I'm pretty sure I have it handy.
We better stop it.
No, I don't need to stop it. Too much trouble. August 1st. Deuteronomy 7:12 to 11:25.
Maybe I wrote it down.
Yep. So is it the rest of it the same also?
Doesn't look like it.
All right, we'll just go ahead and finish it. It is good, but I feel like we're on the wrong parasha altogether. Last week's.
So if you listen carefully to my mitzvah, which I'm giving you today, to love Adonai your God and serve him with all your heart and all your being. Then, says Adonai, I will give you land its rain at the right seasons, including the early fall rains and the late spring rains, so that you can gather in your wheat, new wine, and olive oil. And I will give your fields grass for your livestock, with the result that you will eat and be satisfied. But be careful not to let yourselves be seduced, so that you turn aside, serving other gods and worshiping them. If you do, the anger of Adonai will blaze up against you. He will shut up the sky so that there will be no rain. The ground will not yield its produce, and you will quickly pass away from the good land Adonai has given you. Therefore, you are to store up these words of mine in your heart and in all your being. Tie them on your hand as a sign and put them in the front of your headband around your forehead. Teach them carefully to your children, talking about them when you sit at home, when you're traveling on the road, and when you lie down, and when you get up. And write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates, so that you and your children will live long on the land Adonai swore to your ancestors that he would give them, for as long as there is sky above the earth.
Is that the end of it? I think we should go ahead and read the parasha 47 like we were supposed to. See, I'm setting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing, if you listen to the mitzvah of Adonai your God that I'm giving you today, and the curse if you don't listen to the mitzvah of Adonai your God, but turn aside from the way I'm ordering you today and follow other gods that you have not known.
Why aren't you reading that?
No, I'm not reading that. We read that last week.
You're going to argue in front of these people?
No, I don't.
Why don't you turn it off so we can go double check?
No, I could see it.
See, I'm setting before you today a blessing and a curse.
I just read that. You're on 29.
When Adonai your God brings you into the land you are entering in order to take possession of it, you are to put the blessing on Mount Gershom and the curse on Mount Eviel. Both are west of the Jordan in the direction of the sunset and a land of the Canaanites living there. Arabah, across from Gilgal, near the pistachio trees of Moreh. If you are to cross the Jordan and enter to take possession of the land Adonai your God has given you, you are to own it and live in it. You are to take care to follow all the laws and rulings I'm setting before you today.
Hear, are the laws and rulings you are to observe and obey in the land Adonai, the God of your ancestor, has given you to possess. As long as you live on earth, you must destroy all the places where the nations you are dispossessing serve their gods, whether on high mountains, on hills, or under the leafy tree. Break down their altars, smash their standing stones to pieces, and burn up their sacred poles completely, and cut down the carved images of their gods. Exterminate their name from that place.
But you are not to treat Adonai your God this way. Rather, you are to come to the place where Adonai your God will put his name. He will choose it from all your tribes, and you will seek out that place, which is where he will live, and go there. You will bring there your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tents that you set aside for Adonai, the offerings that you give, the offerings you have vowed, your voluntary offerings, and the firstborn of your cattle and sheep. There you will eat in the presence of Adonai your God, and you will rejoice over everything you set out to do, you and your households, in which Adonai your God has blessed you. You will not do things the way we do them here today, where everyone does whatever in his own opinion seems right, because you haven't yet arrived at the rest and inheritance which Adonai your God is giving you. But when you cross the Jordan and live in the land Adonai your God is having you inherit, and he gives you rest from all your surrounding enemies, so that you're living in safety, then you will bring all that I'm ordering you, to the place Adonai your God chooses to have his name live. Your burnt offerings, sacrifices, tents, the offering from your hand, and all your best possessions that you dedicate to Adonai, and you will rejoice in the presence of Adonai your God. You, your sons, your daughters, your male and female slaves, and the Levites staying with you, inasmuch as he has no share or inheritance with you.
Be careful not to offer your burnt offerings just anywhere you see, but do it in the place Adonai will choose in one of your tribal territories. There is where you are to offer your burnt offerings and do everything I order you to do. However, you may slaughter and eat meat wherever you live and whenever you want, in keeping with the degree to which Adonai your God has blessed you. The unclean and the clean may eat it, as if it were gazelle or deer. But don't eat the blood. Pour it out on the ground like water.
You are not to eat on your own property the tenth of your grain, new wine or olive oil that you set aside for Adonai, or the firstborn of your cattle or sheep, or any offering you have vowed, or your voluntary offering, or the offering from your hand. No, you are to eat these in the presence of Adonai your God, in the place Adonai your God will choose, you and your sons, daughters, male and female slaves, and the Levi who is your guest. And you are to rejoice before Adonai your God in everything you undertake to do. As long as you're living on your property, take care not to abandon the Levi.
When Adonai your God expands your territory, as he has promised you, and you say, I want to eat meat, simply because you want to eat meat, then you may eat meat as much as you want. If the place which Adonai your God chooses to place his name is too far away from you, then you are to slaughter animals from your cattle or sheep, which Adonai has given you, and eat on your own property as much as you want. Eat it as you would gazelle or deer. The unclean and the clean alike may eat it. Just take care not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life, and you are not to eat the life of the meat with the meat. Don't eat it, but pour it out on the ground like water. Do not eat it, so that things will go well with you and with your children after you, as you do what Adonai sees as right. Only the things set aside for God which you have, and the vows you have vowed to make, you must take and go to the place which Adonai will choose. There you will offer your burnt offerings, the meat and the blood, on the altar of Adonai your God. The blood of your sacrifices is to be poured out on the altar of Adonai your God, and you will eat the meat. Obey and pay attention to everything I'm ordering you to do, so that things will go well with you and with your descendants after you forever, as you do what Adonai sees as good and right.
When Adonai your God has cut off ahead of you the nations you are entering in order to dispossess, and when you have dispossessed them and are living in their land, be careful after they have been destroyed ahead of you not to be trapped into following them, so that you inquire after their gods and ask, how did these nations serve their gods? I want to do the same. You must not do this to Adonai your God, for they have done to their gods all the abominations that Adonai hates. They even burn up their sons and daughters in the fire of their gods.
Everything I'm commanding you, you are to take care to do. Do not add to it or subtract from it.
If a prophet or someone who gets messages while dreaming arises among you and he gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder comes about as he predicted when he said, let's follow other gods which you have known, and let's serve them, you are not to listen to what that prophet or dreamer says. For Adonai your God is testing you in order to find out whether you really do love Adonai your God with all your heart and being. You are to follow Adonai your God, fear him, obey his mitzvah, listen to what he says, serve him and cling to him. And that prophet or dreamer is to be put to death, because he urged rebellion against Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you from a life of slavery, in order to seduce you away from the path Adonai your God ordered you to follow. This is how you are rid your community of this wickedness.
If your brother, the son of your mother, or your son or your daughter, or your wife whom you love, or your friend who means as much to you as yourself, secretly tries to entice you to go and serve other gods, which you haven't known, neither you nor your ancestors, gods of people surrounding you, whether near or far away from you, anywhere in the world, you are not to consent, and you are not to listen to him, and you must not pity him or spare him, and you may not conceal him, rather, you must kill him. Your own hand must be the first one on him in putting him to death, and afterwards the hands of all the people. You are to stone him to death, because he has tried to draw you away from Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of a life of slavery. Then all Israel will hear about it and be afraid, so that they will stop doing such wickedness as this amongst themselves.
If you hear it told that in one of your cities, which Adonai your God is giving you to live in, certain scoundrels who sprung up among you and have drawn away the inhabitants of their city by saying, let's go and serve other gods which you haven't known. Then you are to investigate the matter, inquiring and searching diligently. If the rumor is true, if it's confirmed that such detestable things are being done among you, you must put the inhabitants of that city to death with the sword, destroying it completely with the sword, everything in it, including its livestock. Heap all its spoils in an open space and burn the city with the spoils to the ground for Adonai your God. It will remain a tell forever and not be built again. None of what has been set apart for destruction is to stay in your hands. Then Adonai will turn from his fierce anger and show you mercy, have compassion on you, and increase your numbers as he swore to your ancestors, provided you listen to what Adonai says and obey all his mitzvah that I'm giving you today, thus doing what Adonai your God sees as right.
You are the people of Adonai your God. You are not to gash yourselves or shave the hair above your foreheads in mourning for the dead, because you are a people set apart as holy for Adonai your God. Adonai your God has chosen you to be his own unique treasure out of all the peoples on the face of the earth.
You are not to eat anything disgusting. The animals which you may eat are ox, sheep, goat, deer, gazelle, roebuck, ibex, antelope, oryx, and mountain sheep. Any animal that has a separate hoof, that is completely divided and also chews the cuds, these animals you may eat. But you're not to eat those that only chew the cud or only have a divided hoof. For example, the camel, the hare, and the coney are unclean for you because they chew the cud but don't have a separate hoof, while the pig is unclean for you because although it has a separate hoof, it doesn't chew the cud. You are not to eat meat from these or touch their carcasses.
Of all that lives in the water, you may eat these. Anything in the water that has fins and scales, these you may eat. But whatever lacks fins and scales, you are not to eat. It is unclean for you.
You may eat any clean bird, but those you're not to eat: eagles, vultures, ospreys, kites, any kind of buzzard, any kind of raven, ostriches, screech owls, seagulls, any kind of hawk, little owls, great owls, horned owls, pelicans, barn owls, cormorants, storks, any kind of heron, hoopies, and bats.
All winged swarming creatures are unclean for you. They are not to be eaten, but all clean flying creatures you may eat.
You are not to eat any animal that dies naturally, although you may let a stranger staying with you eat it, or sell it to a foreigner, because you are a holy people for Adonai your God.
You are not to boil a young animal in its mother's milk.
Every year you must take 1/10 of everything your seed produces in the field and eat it in the presence of Adonai your God. In the place where he chooses to have his name live, you will eat the 10th of your grain, new wine and olive oil, and from the firstborn of your cattle and sheep. So you will learn to fear Adonai your God always. But if the distance is too great for you so that you are unable to transport it, because the place where Adonai chooses to put his name is too far away from you, then when Adonai your God prospers you, you are to convert it into money. Take the money with you. Go to the place which Adonai your God will choose and exchange the money for anything you want: cattle, sheep, wine, other intoxicating liquor, or anything you please. And you are to eat there in the presence of Adonai your God and enjoy yourselves, you and your household.
But don't neglect the Levi staying with you, because he has no share or inheritance like yours. At the end of every 3 years, you're to take all the tenths of your produce from that year and store it in your towns. Then the Levi, because he has no share or inheritance like yours, along with the foreigner, the orphan, and the widow living in your towns, will come, eat, and be satisfied, so that Adonai your God will bless you in everything your hands produce.
At the end of every 7 years, you are to have a Shemitah. Here's how the Shemitah is to be done. Every creditor is to give up what he has loaned to his fellow member of the community. He's not to force his neighbor or relative to repay it, because Adonai's time of remission has been proclaimed. You may demand that a foreigner repay his debt, but you are to release your claim on whatever your brother owes you. In spite of this, there will be no one needy among you, because Adonai will certainly bless you in the land which Adonai your God is giving you as an inheritance to possess. If only you will listen carefully to what Adonai your God says, and take care to obey all his mitzvah I'm giving you today. Yes, Adonai your God will bless you as he promised you. He will lend money to many nations without having to borrow, and you will rule over many nations without their ruling over you.
If someone among you is needy, one of your brothers, in any of your towns, in your land, which Adonai your God is giving you, you are not to harden your heart or shut your hand from giving to the needy brother. No, you must open your hand to him and lend him enough to meet his need and enable him to obtain what he wants. Guard yourself against allowing your heart to entertain the mean-spirited thought that because the 7th year, the year of the Shemitah, is at hand, you would be stingy toward your needy brother and not give him anything. For then he may cry out to Adonai against you, and it will be your sin. Rather, you must give to him, and you are not to be grudging when you give to him. If you do this, Adonai your God will bless you in all your work, in everything you undertake. For there will always be poor people in the land. That's it. That is why I'm giving you this order. You must open your hand to your poor, needy brother in your land.
If your kinsman, a Hebrew man or woman, is sold to you, he is to serve you for 6 years. But in the 7th year, you are to set him free. Moreover, when you set him free, don't let him leave empty-handed, but supply him generously from your flock, threshing floor, and winepress. From what Adonai your God has blessed you with, you are to give to him. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Adonai your God redeemed you. That's why I'm giving you this order today. But if he says to you, I don't want to leave you, because he loves you and your household, and because his life with you is a good one, then take an awl and pierce his ear through right into the door, and he will be your slave forever. Do the same with your female slave. Don't resent it when you set him free, since during his 6 years of service he has been worth twice as much as a hired employee. Then Adonai your God will bless you in everything you do.
I think it quit recording on the audio version. It must be on a timer, an hour timer, that I haven't been able to, because it just stopped. So, but I got to start it again so we can at least get the rest of it. Okay, so
All the firstborn males in your herd of cattle and in your flock you are to set aside for Adonai your God. You're not to do any work with a firstborn from your herd or shear a firstborn sheep. Each year you and your household are to eat it in the presence of Adonai your God in the place which Adonai will choose. But if it has a defect, is lame or blind, or has some other kind of fault, you're not to sacrifice it to Adonai your God. Rather, eat it on your own property. The unclean and the clean alike may eat it, like the gazelle or the deer. Just don't eat its blood, but pour it out on the ground like water.
okay, now we're at Deuteronomy 16.
Yes.
The final chapter here. Is it a paragraph? Observe the month of Aviv and keep Passover to Adonai your God. For in the month of Aviv, Adonai your God brought you out of Egypt at night. You are to sacrifice the Passover offering from flock and herd to Adonai your God in the place where Adonai will choose to have his name live. You are not to eat any hamez, which is yeast, with it. For 7 days you are to eat with it matzah, the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste. Thus you will remember the day you left the land of Egypt as long as you live. No leaven is to be seen with you anywhere in your territory for 7 days. None of the meat from your sacrifice on the first day in the evening is to remain all night until morning. You may not sacrifice the Pesach offering in just any of the towns that Adonai your God has given you, but at a place where Adonai your God will choose to have his name live. There is where you are to sacrifice the Passover offering in the evening when the sun sets. At the time of the year that you came out of Egypt, you are to roast it and eat it in the place Adonai your God will choose. In the morning you will return and go to your tents. For 6 days you are to eat matzah, and on the 7th day there is to be a festive assembly for Adonai your God. Do not do any kind of ordinary work.
You are to count 7 weeks. You are to begin counting 7 weeks from the time you first put your sickle to the standing grain. You are to observe the festival of Shavuot for Adonai your God with a voluntary offering, which you are to give in accordance with the degree to which Adonai your God has prospered you. You are to rejoice in the presence of Adonai your God, you, your sons and daughters, your male and female slaves, the Levites living in your towns, and the foreigners, orphans, and widows living among you, in the place where Adonai your God will choose to have his name live. Remember that you were a slave in Egypt. Then you will keep and obey these laws.
You are to keep the festival of Sukkot for 7 days after you have gathered the produce of the threshing floor and winepress. Rejoice at your festival, you, your sons and daughters, your male and female slaves, the Levi and the foreigners, orphans and widows living among you. 7 days you are to keep the festival for Adonai your God, and the place Adonai your God will choose, because Adonai your God will bless you in all your crops and in all your work, so that you are to be full of joy.
3 times a year all you men are to appear in the presence of Adonai your God, in the place which he will choose, at the festival of Matzah, at the festival of Shavuot, and at the festival of Sukkot. They are not to show up before Adonai empty-handed, but every man is to give what he can, in accordance with the blessing Adonai your God has given you.
So
If you please turn to page 523. We'll read Isaiah 54:11 through 55:5.
523.
Storm-ravaged city, unconsoled, I will set your stones in the finest wave, lay your foundations with sapphires, make your windows shine with rubies, your gates with garnet, your walls with gemstones. All your children will be taught by Adonai. Your children will have great peace. In righteousness you will be established, far from oppression with nothing to fear, far from ruin, for it will not come near you. Any alliance that forms against you will not be my doing. Whoever tries to form such an alliance will fall because of you. It is I who created the craftsman who blows on the coals and forges weapons suited for their purpose. I also created the destroyer to work havoc. No weapon made will prevail against you. In court, you will refute every accusation. The servants of Adonai inherit all this. The reward for their righteousness is from me,
Says Adonai.
says Adonai.
Yes. All you who are thirsty, come to the water. You without money, come, buy and eat. Yes, come, buy wine and milk without money. It's free. Why spend money for what isn't food? Your wages for what doesn't satisfy? Listen carefully to me, and you will eat well. You will enjoy the fat of the land. Open your ears and come to me. Listen well, and you will live. I will make an everlasting covenant with you, the grace I assured David. I have given him as a witness to the peoples, a leader and lawgiver for the peoples. You will summon a nation you do not know. A nation that doesn't know you will run to you for the sake of Adonai your God, the Holy One of Israel, who will glorify you.
And if you please turn to page 1429, we'll read 1 Corinthians 8:1 through 13. Now, about food sacrificed to idols. We know that, as you say, we all have knowledge. Yes, that is so, but knowledge puffs a person up with pride, whereas love builds up. The person who thinks he knows something doesn't yet know in the way he ought to know. However, if someone loves God, God knows him.
So, as for eating food sacrificed to idols, we know that, as you say, an idol has no real existence in the world, and there is only one God. For even if there are so-called gods, either in heaven or on earth, as in fact there are gods and lords galore, yet for us there is one God, the Father, from whom all things come and for whom we exist, and one Lord, Yeshua the Messiah, through whom were created all things and through whom we have our being.
But not everyone has this knowledge. Moreover, some people are still so accustomed to idols that when they eat food, which has been sacrificed to them, they think of it as really affected by the idol, and their consciences, being weak, are thus defiled. Now, food will not improve our relationship with God. We will be neither poorer if we abstain nor richer if we eat. However, watch out that your mastery of the situation does not become a stumbling block for the weak. You have this knowledge, but suppose someone with a weak conscience sees you sitting, eating a meal in the temple of an idol. Won't he be built up wrongly to eat this food which has been sacrificed to idols? Thus, by your knowledge, this weak person is destroyed, this brother for whom the Messiah died. And so, when you sin against the brothers by wounding their consciousness when it is weak, you are sinning against the Messiah.
To sum up, if food will be a snare for my brother, I will never eat again. I will never eat meat again, lest I cause my brother to sin. Father God, thank you for showing us that we were just duplicating our reading from last week. Forgive me that I had to take an initiative to finish up our reading this morning with what you had originally intended. Thank you, Father God, for being with us. Thank you, Bob, for your devotion and your steadfastness to be the priest of our family. Yes, Lord, I humble myself before you, Lord, and I lift up Bob to you. I thank you both. In the name of Yeshua, the Messiah, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, let's have breakfast. Oh, let's have some music, and we'll have breakfast at the same time. Does that sound good? Shabbat Shalom.